Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Arithmetic Lesson 156. Today, we're going to start with reviewing our multiplication and division by threes. Let's snap in between each. Ready? Let's see if you can do it quickly. 0 times 3 equals 0. 1 times 3 equals 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 3 equals 12. 5 times 3 equals 15. 6 times 3 equals 18. 7 times 3 equals 21. 8 times 3 equals 24. 9 times 3 equals 27. 10 times 3 equals 30. 11 times 3 equals 33. 12 times 3 equals 24. 0 divided by 3 equals 0. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. 27 divided by 3 equals 9. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. 33 divided by 3 equals 11. 36 divided by 3 equals 12. Good, boys and girls. Make sure that you are continuing to study those charts. You will need those for 4th grade. They will need to be memorized. All right, today we are going to work on page 311 and 312. So get those ready. All right, the first story problem says, how much would 48 feet and 14 yards of wood cost at 89 cents per yard? The first thing you need to notice is that you have two different measurements, feet and yards. You cannot add these two. You must use your conversion equation. So you have 48 feet plus 14 yards equals how many yards? You must know to do this, boys and girls. Do not add that 14 and 48. It will not be the correct answer. So the first thing you do is change them all to yards because they want the answer in yards. So you have blank yards plus 14 yards equals blank yards. You're going to put your box around 48 feet and blank yards, and you're going to write your first 3 steps. Your first 3 steps, number 1, is to find out if you're going from larger to smaller or smaller to larger. You're going from feet to yards, so it is from smaller to larger. And when you're going from smaller to larger, you need to multiply or divide. Divide, very good. You need to divide. So you're going from smaller to larger, you need to divide. And what are you going to divide by? Your special number. What's your special number? How many feet are in 1 yard? 3. Good. Your special number is 3. Now do the work. 48 divided by 3 equals? It's a little bit tricky, but you can do it. 3 goes into 4 one time. Leaves you with 18. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. Good. So 16 yards plus 14 yards equals how many yards? 30 yards. Very good. So is 30 yards your answer? No. Make sure you keep going. The question says, how much would 48 feet and 14 yards of wood cost at 89 cents per yard? So we have 89 cents for each of those yards. How many yards? 30 yards. We need to multiply. 89 cents times 30 yards equals, okay, we're going to put the 0 down because you don't need to multiply by 0. And then you're going to multiply by 3. You're going to get $26.70. Okay, put that on your line and you move on to the next one. Jackson's arithmetic test grades are 94, 88, 90, and 96. Very good, Jackson. Hope your grades are just as good. So these are his grades. What is the average grade for his arithmetic test? The average grade. What do you need to do to find the average? Excellent. You add them up. So let's add those numbers, and then we're going to divide. So we're going to take 94 plus 88 plus 90 plus 96. When you get the answer, go ahead and unpause the video. Add them up. Very good. So if you got 368, you got the right addition answer. That's the sum. Now we need to take the sum and divide it by the number of addends. How many addends do you see? Remember, the addends are each of those test scores. How many addends? 4. Very good. So we're going to take 368 and divide it by 4. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 9 times 4 equals 36. When you subtract, you get 0 and bring down the 8. 8 divided by 4 equals 2, and 2 times 4 is 8. When you subtract, you get 0. So your answer will be 92. Good. On that paper as well, on the bottom, it says write the values and find the amount. So what is the value of 4 quarters? Good. And how do we write that? $1.00. Very good. Remember to put that dot in there. It's there on your paper, but make sure it goes in the correct place. How much is 2 nickels? 10 cents. Remember where it goes. It goes on the right side of the decimal point. When I add those two values up, what do I get? $1.10. Very good. Make sure to add your dollar sign. Don't forget. All right, letter C. I'm going to jump to C first. I should say. Sorry about that. How much is 7 nickels? 35 cents. How much is 6 quarters? Remember, we're counting by quarters. 25 cents. 25, 50, 75, $1, 125, 150. Good. And when we add those two numbers up, we should get $1.85. Very good. All right, let's do the next one. $1/2. What is a $1/2 worth? What's the value of a $1/2 coin? 50 cents. Very good. Remember, it goes on the right side of the decimal point. What about 3 dimes? Good. 3 dimes is 30 cents. And 4 pennies? Good. 4 cents. Please note, you need a spacer between that 0 and the decimal point. Do you see 4 cents is not just 4? It's decimal 04. That's 4 cents. Keep that in mind. And when I add those all up, I am left with $, .84. You can leave the 0 out, but you do have to have that decimal in that place. Letter D, $10 bill, and there's 10 of them. What's $10 times 10 of them? 10 times 10 is $100. Very good. And what about 3 quarters? 75 cents. Very good. And when we add them up, you get $100.75. Excellent. On the back of your paper, you have some fractions. Remember that when we add or subtract fractions, they must have the same denominator. When they do, you can just look up the numerator. So 4/12 plus 3/12 equals 7/12. Minus 6/12, 1/12, and plus 4/12, good, is 5/12. Excellent. And let's do this quicker. You notice that all of them have a 16 on the bottom, on the denominator. So 11 minus 7 is 4, and 7 minus 2 is 5, and 5 plus 7 is 12. Oh, did I get that wrong? What did we do wrong? 11 minus 7 equals 4. 4 minus 2 equals 2, and 2 plus 7 equals 9. I must have added instead of subtracted. Glad you caught me. All right, let's try letter C. Letter C, the first thing you do is the fraction. 2 sevenths plus 3 sevenths equals 5 sevenths. And 41 plus 87 equals, good, 128. So 128 and 5 sevenths. Very good. How about the next one? 4 elevenths minus 3 elevenths equals 1 11th, and 306 minus 189. I'll give you a moment to figure that out. Remember to borrow. Good. Did you get 117? I hope so. When we borrow from, you can't do 6 minus 9, so you borrow from the 0. The 0 doesn't have any, so he borrows from the 2. From the 3. The 3 turns into a 2, the 0 a 10, and then a 9, and the 6 turns into a 16. So you should get 117 and 1/11. Very good. Next one, 612/13 minus 195 and 8/13. Do the fraction first. 12 minus 8 equals 4/13, and 600 minus 195. 6 turns into a 5, 0 turns into a 10, and then we can turn it into a 9 and give it over to the other 0. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 9 is 0, 5 minus 1 is 4, 405, and 4/13. Excellent. Now the next few are 1/5 of 25. Remember, we're doing division. And we are going to take that 5 and divide it into 25. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5. And sometimes it's not going to be evenly divided. You're going to have a fraction left over. 17 divided by 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So there's 1 left over. And we always put our number over a fraction. So 8 and 1/2. Very good. And how about the next one? 1/3 of 15. It goes in evenly. How many times? 5. Very good. All right, the last thing on your sheet here is to divide and check. We're going to do one of these to actually, yeah, let's do both of them. 37 divided by 9 equals 4, and 4 times 9 is 36. Subtract and get 1, bring down the 1, you have 11. 11 divided by 9 is 1, and 1 times 9 is 9. 11 minus 9 is 2, and bring down the 7 is 27. 27 divided by 9 is 3, and 3 times 9 is 27, and you're left with 0. Now we check 413 times 9, and you should get 3,717. Okay, letter B, 2,408 divided by 8. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. Bring down the 0. 0 divided by 8 equals 0. Don't forget that step. Very important. 0 divided by 8 equals 0. Now I can bring down my 8, and 8 divided by 8 equals 1. Good. And 301 times 8 equals 2,408. Sorry about that, boys and girls. All right, you are going to finish up this worksheet front and back, and we will see you for your next lesson tomorrow. Have a great day. Remember that math is fun. If you don't trust me, try it yourself.